My top three worst fears now as an adult are 1, getting sick and having to call off of work, 2, getting pregnant, and 3, getting into an accident and having to call off of work.
Apparently, I've been living in a bubble because I heard recently that a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. So you get paid on Friday and you just barely making it to the next payday. How are you guys making it last that long? Mine only lasts 3 days.
America is starting to feel less like a country and more like a paycheck-to-paycheck prison. And these clips, they're not exaggerations. They're the new normal.
Am I the only one who feels like I will never stop living paycheck to paycheck? The economy we live in is trash. The jobs we work for are trash. They pay you the bare minimum, but want you to show up and give your 110%. How does that work?
Living paycheck to paycheck is one of the first locks on the prison door. All your income is spent on rent, is spent on buying food, on buying your essentials, on your insurance, on your car payment, on your Netflix subscription, on anything that you want to do, on your gas. That's where the money goes. And then you end up broke, waiting for the next check. That's the cycle. And that's considered normal for a lot of people in the United States now.
I just need somebody else to tell me that they're living paycheck to paycheck and putting themselves into credit card debt out of necessity, not because of fun. I am 28 years old. I work a decent paying job. I love my job. I make good income. We have no kids, me and my fiance, and we're still barely scraping by. Our bills are paid, but we can't save any money. We can't go on vacation. I mean, we do little things here and there, but realistically, we don't really do anything.
What if the system was built for us never to win? In America, most people aren't living to enjoy life. They're working to survive. Most are working 2 jobs just to afford rent, food, bills. Healthcare is astronomical. We're barely taking any time off because in this day and age, if you take off, you can risk losing everything.
This is a reality that majority of Americans face, and they live every single day. You work your 9 to 5, you work in 5 days a week, sometimes 6 times a week, and when you get paid, it feels good. Then you go and you pay everything, and it's like, okay, now I'm left with 20 or 30 bucks. How am I supposed to have fun with that? How am I supposed to do anything? What am I supposed to do with this? Make this last until the next 2 weeks? That's the position that people are finding themselves in. It might seem like the last TikTok there was a joke, but it's really serious. These are things that people actually do because they're trying to save on costs. They're trying to save on energy costs. They're trying to save on the water bill. And then when he puts the money out, you see he has money for bills. That's the majority of his money. So he's taking care of everything he has to do. But when it's time to treat himself, there's nothing left over. This is very normal in America right now. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. A lot of people don't want to admit it. But this is a reality that has to come forth and people have to be honest about.
My coworker saw my bank account the other day and it said $25 and we don't get paid for another 2 weeks. And he was like, how are you surviving? How do you even live off $25? I'll tell you if you really want to know how I budget and save. I sleep. Literally, you have to have no obligations, just sleep. Because if you're sleeping, you can't be spending money, period.
When I think about it, I'm not poor, but I live paycheck to paycheck. I don't know if that makes sense. I have money, but not enough. You know what I mean? Because by the time I do have money, it's the next bill. It's the next month, and I have to pay my bills. So I'm low-key poor.
That's the thing that I'm talking about. A lot of Americans, they work and they pay their bills, and even though they have a little bit of money left over and they really can't do anything to enjoy it, they still tell themselves that they're not poor, that they're making enough money, that they're doing okay, they just need to make more money. But the thing is, this is how poor people live. If you go overseas to another country, these people are working and they get just enough to pay their bills, and then they have a little bit left over for them to have something to do and have fun with. The only difference is they can afford to have the fun with what they have left over. In America, that's not the case.
I was on TikTok, my For You page, a woman popped up and she was like, me and my husband make $150,000 a year. A lot, right? Well, to me, that's a lot. And she's like, we live paycheck to paycheck. And I'm like, wait, in my head, I'm like, we live paycheck to paycheck. You make $150,000. How are you living paycheck to paycheck? And she was just saying, like, even if you make more, you still live paycheck to paycheck. And now I'm in my brain like, so we're trying to grind to make all this money, but we're still gonna live paycheck to paycheck? Like, that's what she's making me think. And I don't want to believe that's true, but is that technically true? She's like, I have a house, I have 2 cars, I do this and this with my kids, but we still live paycheck to paycheck. And I'm like, is there even a point of trying to grind? Like, is there a point where you're just like catching the money, but you still live paycheck to paycheck? Like, it's like a circle. It would be never ending. And I'm just like, for people that actually make $150,000, do you live paycheck to paycheck? Is that true?
So this is the illusion that has to be broken within American society. So many people believe that if I make $100,000 a year, I'm just gonna be okay. If I make $150,000, I'll be okay. If I make $250,000, I will be okay. But it's not the case. What ends up happening is when you make more money, you spend more money. The lifestyle, the car, the house, the subscriptions that you might have. You get every single subscription now. You're getting the TV, you're getting the furniture. All of these expenses to change your lifestyle based off your income, and you end up spending more money. And it's not that you can't do it, you can. And obviously people do it, but you have to do it in a manner that's going to be good for your income, budgeting, saving, and not doing things unnecessarily.
My kids don't ask for much, but today my 5-year-old asked me to take him to Taco Bell for a cheese roll-up, and it like breaks my heart because back to school shopping basically destroyed my budget this year. And it may seem so silly, but like I just don't have the $2, and I felt really bad for telling him that I just couldn't do it. And then he offered to use his own like money, like a couple of dollars he had to buy it himself. And I just, the heart he has just like makes me so grateful for him. I did manage to find a couple of dollars, so come with me.
2 of the cheese roll-ups. Thank you. You too.
How much money do I have in my card? Not very much, but I had enough to buy you lunch, okay? My kids don't.
More and more people are living paycheck to paycheck. Do y'all know what that means? That means people don't have money saved up to be spending on extra stuff. Why did I just see an Uber Eats DoorDash driver complain that people aren't ordering food like that anymore? Do y'all not get it? Is this rocket science or something? And you know what? I'm not even too mad at the driver because he's trying to make a living for himself too, and they're just out there struggling as everybody else. But at the same time, he has to know where to direct his anger to, and the people is not it. Unemployment rates is at an all-time high. The last job report that came out for last month showed a negative for jobs created. That means that jobs are not being created, they're being taken away. So you have more and more people looking for jobs, but less and less jobs being created, or no jobs being created at all because they're gone. How are we mad at the people and not directing our anger to the current administration?
Here's what Americans don't realize. Now, outside of the United States, this is not normal. In other countries, one income can actually cover your entire life. Even if you are a couple, one income is enough to do it for you. In America, that's not the case. Overseas, for example, I'm in Dominican Republic. People have time, they have savings, they have freedom. They might not have $150,000, but they have the things that are most valuable. Your time, your savings, and your freedom. This is something people need to keep in mind. And that's why I say this is a needed global reality check. It's not normal. It's really not normal. If you feel trapped in the paycheck-to-paycheck prison, you're not alone. There are millions and millions of Americans just like you that are going through the same exact thing. They might not voice it, obviously, because it might be something personal to them, especially when it comes to finances. But there are places where life feels like freedom. And in my next video, I'm breaking down the cheapest country where Americans can legally live long term and actually breathe again.